Stagnation, welcome back to the channel.
Champions.
We are gathered here today to explore the latest developments in the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. As the general papers would like to call it, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency to confuse your soul, but make no mistake, we're talking about cryptocurrency here, not Bitcoin. We're talking about the shit coins, the garbage coins, the scam coins, the Ponzi coins, or as they call them, the Bankman Fried coins.
Freed your money.
So today, we have a bit of a pressing topic, if you will. I mean, we've spoken about this before.
Yes, we have.
But we just want to reiterate, give you an update on this massive project as these people work to centralize the crypto industry. Which people am I talking about? The big banks. Not that you've not heard this before. We know that these guys are on a mission to own everything. You've seen BlackRock recently and how much they own across the world.
Mm-hmm.
If these people own so much of the world,
They own energy, pharmaceutical, real estate.
then who is really the leader of the free world?
Fuck around and find out.
Listen, this crypto space once was envisioned as a decentralized revolution, but is now under the influence of these financial giants.
Big time.
Listen, I remember when Vitalik used to show up with his face. What shape would you say his face is?
I won't say anything negative about that face.
It's a hexagon. A hexagon face, the man showed up. And he told us that...
Looks like a prism.
He told us that, listen, Bitcoin is dead. We're rolling in with Ethereum. This is going to
Be the
flip
future of
Bitcoin.
money. Yep.
Do you remember when there used to be conversations about Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin?
The flipping in.
Yes. You guys have been flipping to the downside. Flipping back to your basement is where these shitcoiners have gone.
Flipping back so bad that some of the devs are actually trying to join Bitcoin and bring their so-called cross-chain solutions.
I remember there was this guy who had a show. It was called Big Boy Crypto was a show. He used to shoot them coins heavily. I wonder what happened to him there. Anyhow, initial thoughts of decentralization, double O.
Mm-hmm.
What happened when this crypto situation started? Because I thought it was supposed to be decentralized just like Bitcoin.
Yeah, so basically what happened was, it's a very short story. 2008 financial situation opened the eyes of a lot of people in the financial space.
Right.
To literally let the world know that the financial economy is
How do you
controlled
explain?
by a very few people.
Okay.
And the same people that destroyed the economy are the same people that got rescued. So as a result of that, Bitcoin came about in 2009 to decentralize that money away from those people and allow everybody to have their own sovereign authority and sovereign money.
So, essentially, then we know that we can attribute all of the calamities or the distress of the 2008 financial crisis to a group of people, a centralized entity that was essentially able to drive real estate prices into
Into the zero, into the ground.
into a bit of a kerfuffle, if you will.
Yep. Creating all sorts of derivatives.
Maximum wreckage. We saw that scam happen. And so now this Bitcoin just says, hey, no more of that. You cannot have control of all the levers. We're going to just give the people their value back.
Back to you. You and I.
I think one person who really broke this down as well was Michael Saylor.
Yep.
As you know, Michael Saylor is one of those people who...
That guy loves risk, man. It's crazy.
Listen.
He did not believe in Bitcoin in the early stages, by the way. You know that, right?
Yes.
This guy is the CEO of MicroStrategy, one of the best security and AI companies out there. Right? And he literally said, this is piece of crap. Until somebody orange pilled him and he got it. The moment he got it, man, that guy just went extreme. He lost his mind.
You say when you get it, you get it. The only difference between people who get it on his level and people get it on our level is the amount of money you have exposure to.
You know, I wish I had money like him.
I will sell everything if possible.
He gave up his title as CEO to go after Bitcoin investing.
There might be some things in your life that you don't want to handle. Okay, like I said, some people want to increase their, how would you say, their exposure to Bitcoin, like myself, right? Like, let's say, for example, if you had someone who was a crypto scammer, if you will, right? And
which we've met a lot of.
yeah, we've seen that. Oh, jeez, man, we have come so close, so close. At some points, we could have found ourselves in a situation that was not even.
Hey, we were going to build an app around it.
Exactly, scammers of the world. But anyway, what I was saying is like, some people want to increase their exposure to Bitcoin, take on more risk, like sale or here. So if you have some odd jobs that are sketchy, let me know. I have serious expertise like that, man. You know, like undercover type stuff, you know. But we're not doing the dirty work part of the work for you. You know what I mean? We'll do the recognizance, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? We'll do the research. Then you can go find your, what would you say? Whatever else to carry on the job.
The customer base. By yourself.
Incredible. Listen, Michael Saylor explained this situation quite nicely here. Should we play this?
Let's do it.
All right.
The difference between centralization, regulation, or decentralization, or deregulation, if you were to explain that to a sixth grader.
A decentralized asset is one that is so diffused on so many different computers in the hands of so many people that no one person can change it or corrupt it.
I just wanted to stop it there real quick because I think that understanding Bitcoin is about the basics first, right?
Yep.
And that is the most basic form of which you can understand Bitcoin, or how you can describe the most basic format of describing Bitcoin, diffused across so many computers that no one person can control it. No one person can control that supply. No one person can control the protocol, what time is up, etc., etc. We have seen China ban Bitcoin mining, and the hash rate dropped from that country. But it was carrying on in the rest of the world, and when those miners moved around, the hash rate came back. So,
and we've seen an instance where Evergrande in China failed, and the rest of the world wanted to come crashing down.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? That's the big difference. Yeah. There are assets out there that are literally centrally controlled. We all know that.
Absolutely.
You have zero control over it.
All right, let's play this on that.
Means Bill Gates can't corrupt it. The head of the SEC can't corrupt it. A president of, the head of Russia or the US or the UAE can't corrupt it. No company can corrupt it. If I own $1 billion of it, I can't corrupt it. And so a decentralized asset is like the cold virus. You get the cold, a billionaire gets the cold, you both have the same cold, the billionaire doesn't duck the cold. You can't give the billionaire a different cold than you got. It is just a force of nature. We all equally share and, benefit and suffer. If I give you an orange and I give a billionaire an orange and I give the head of Russia an orange, you all got the same orange. Nobody gets a better deal. That is a decentralized commodity.
Listen, incredible video. If you'd like to watch the rest of it, definitely check out Valuetainment. Short clips. PBD and those guys over there do interesting videos. Very strong content.
Yes, sir.
Double O, what are your thoughts on that?
It goes back to what we're trying to do here. Try to show you that there is that one decentralized solution, that now the big banks, even though they've been taking charge over all the other assets, they're now trying to take over that.
Absolutely. So, reminder that this is exactly what Michael Saylor just described there as well. It's exactly what was done to get back this value and avoid this situation with the big bankers, as you mentioned, right? To try to avoid a situation like we had in 2008 where a small group of people decide that we're going to wreck the rest of the world.
Still make money doing it. Make money up, make money down.
And so the shitcoiners come along. The rise of Ethereum. Let's fast forward to today, because obviously we've already spoken about this. Vitalik came up. said that this Ethereum thing is the future. It is the revolutionary, whatever.
It's the money of the future.
We see a different landscape today. Ethereum, big banks, and financial institutions have recognized the potential of Bitcoin at this point in time. I remember we did a video back in the day. I don't know if you remember. And I said Bitcoin is going to bring all of these people to their knees.
Vitalik owns Bitcoin. Would you even believe that?
Of course.
That is the sad part. This guy used to be a Bitcoin, so-called
He was a
dev,
Bitcoiner.
but it was not really a dev. It was just one of those.
Listen, BlackRock could not ignore Bitcoin anymore. Okay? They now own Bitcoin. They acknowledge, okay, that Bitcoin. This is the thing. If you look at it, BlackRock, you could really look at it like they're a god.
We said it many years ago. We said that when they are ready to get in, they will come and they want to take it over.
But here's the thing: you cannot take it over.
That's what
You
they're
can
about to
buy
find
as
out.
much of it as you want. You can create as many derivatives as you want. But here's the thing: as long as you acknowledge Bitcoin, as long as you expose yourself to Bitcoin, you are no longer a god. You are now on your knees before Bitcoin, because if you do not engage in it,
To wipe you out.
you will be left behind. Period. But let's go back to the situation at hand here, okay? We see that Ethereum and all of these guys now, obviously, they recognize Bitcoin. But not only are they investing heavily into Bitcoin, but various blockchain projects. Okay?
We call them the distractions.
The distractions.
Yeah.
The shitcoiners.
Yep.
Is other person, it's also where that stems from.
And you know what's funny? I think Michael Saylor was saying that the other day, that they recognize Bitcoin so much that the same people who were saying at the beginning of the video, are now saying, hey, we can make money off of this as well. Let's create our own alternatives.
It's fine.
Like Bitcoin.
Like
They
Bitcoin.
always say like Bitcoin.
Crypto assets soar as U.S. court clears a path for Bitcoin ETFs. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
CNN, can you believe that?
Listen,
On
man.
CNN, right? CNN that said Bitcoin was trash.
Yeah, listen, we've said it before. Bitcoin will bring all of these people to their knees. It's not a bad thing. It just means you have to humble yourself and recognize that your value can be the same as my value without you manipulating the value when you feel like. Right now, you have both levers, supply and demand, doing whatever the heck you want to do with it. But Bitcoin says we are all the same.
Equal.
So if we keep pushing, then we'll see that this centralized exchange is one of the areas which they're using to capture this situation. Right? One of the most evident signs of this capturing of the crypto environment is this rise in
Exchanges, centralized exchanges.
Exactly, the dominance of centralized exchanges. Platforms like Coinbase and Binance have become the gatekeepers to the crypto world, controlling vast amounts of user funds. It is so insane. You have this whole massive pool out there of coins that are not regulated. These people have collected people's money in mass. And in many cases right now, that money is locked down either due to scams and
FTX,
bankruptcies, FTX type activity.
X Ledger, or Ledger X.
It is truly shameful. Tell me the last time that Bitcoin was having some sort of inconvenience where people could not get their money, whether it's bankruptcy or rug pulling or whatever the heck else.
It's called this decentralized peer-to-peer,
Okay.
not an exchange.
When was the last
Money.
time that when was the last time that they had a liquidity crunch situation where people could not withdraw, or the protocol went down, or the developers had to put some garbage to a vote so that they could spend money on developing some garbage?
Or change or reverse the code.
It's insane. These people are controlling all of your money and there is no regulations behind it.
They're coming in.
Let's keep that as a reminder.
Just keep that in mind.
Coinbase, especially, is quietly becoming one of the largest, really the largest crypto lender to U.S. institutions.
To make matters worse, BlackRock is going to use Coinbase as their partner custodian
Yes.
of folks that want to buy Bitcoin through them.
It's really interesting how this is unfolding for the decentralized spaced here. This chart which we have here shows the market share of the top 5 centralized crypto exchanges in the US. Double O, what are we looking at here?
This is between March 2022 and March 2023. In
Right.
the blue right there is Coinbase. In the yellow is Binance. Dark purple-ish is crypto. Light
Right.
purple is Kraken. And Gemini has been here forever. As you can see, the percentage of Coinbase.
Absolutely.
And especially with that BlackRock partnership coming in, the centralization of the so-called decentralized solution is slowly taking place. But what is really decentralized?
What is this?
That's what we're trying to tell you about.
What is really decentralized is Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's really all I would say when it comes to that one there. Okay. Now, here's other aspect that we have to look at here. Governments are also playing a role in this shift.
The same government that was taking a role in the previous centralized madness,
Right.
control of all your assets and your finances, is the same government that are supposed to protect the investors and now partnering with these big money banks as well, again,
Yeah.
to not take over the so-called solution away from them. It's like giving the devil the keys to the house.
Or we could just buy Bitcoin.
You know,
You could just buy Bitcoin.
and save yourself.
There's kind of no two ways around this thing. You could just buy Bitcoin and save yourself from all this manipulative insanity that is going on here. We have this cryptocurrency regulation tracker. What is this used for then?
So, what we have found as we put this content together is that as the regulations are being created, there's this website out there that tracks these regulations. And more of these regulations are being developed to make the banks richer, developed for the banks, developed for the governments, not for the people that Bitcoin was intended to save. So you can literally look
You
through
mean
every
crypto
country.
was intended to save.
Yeah,
at
so
least.
Bitcoin is exactly.
Well, because Bitcoin is still doing its thing. It's crypto.
Yeah,
Different
yeah.
thing.
So as you look into the regulations of every single country, state, and you look at the taxation and AML, SCFT, and consumer protection, it's protecting more of the institution
Yeah.
and not the people.
I mean, as to be expected, though.
It's gonna get to a point where those that were getting into the crypto space, that were supposed to be mining Dogecoin or investing in Ethereum,
Yeah.
you will not be able to enter even their so-called DeFi space if you're not an institution. Something that retail investors benefited from in the past.
Listen, we don't need to, okay? Because Bitcoin is doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's working as intended. No one can stop you from getting into it. This is I don't get it. Okay? Why do people expect? Why would anyone expect that these people are going to be operating with your best interests at heart? It is not their responsibility. Or as some people will say, they are not your father. It is your responsibility to take care of your money, your value. You should expect it. I don't know why anyone would expect for these people to be, I don't know. Of course, it's going to be for the banks. We've seen it over and over in history. As these people always look out for themselves first. Why is it going to change now? This is why we talk about Bitcoin. It's not really optional. It's really just a matter of, are you going to take control of your financial freedom or not?
I'll give it back to the banks and take whatever pennies they give you back.
Listen, big banks are actively exploring tokenization of traditional assets as we speak.
Yep.
Like stocks and real estate. Imagine getting rock bottom stuff.
No, literally last week they announced that now you can sell a share of your house.
Yeah.
Nigeria last year, I think, was saying they're going to tokenize their entire stock market.
Yeah.
Even Tesla is also talking about its possibility of being able to tokenize their stock. So everything becomes a token. So they're basically taking the technology and they're copying it and taking it over again.
Problematic.
Like Bitcoin, but not Bitcoin.
Well, as you know, this only further centralizes this environment as we know it. We have these crypto startups that are aiming to tokenize stocks by playing by the rules. By these rules. As you know, right now, the rules are not for you. And so it shall continue. Okay. Now, of course, you have other methods to
The true solution,
go about.
the intended decentralization, your real rescue money
Exactly.
away from the central powers,
All right. Well,
away from the diversion and the distraction, is still there.
listen, double up. I don't know how much we can club people over the head with a Bitcoin hammer. So we'll conclude this video here. Here's what we'll say. It is clear that the crypto industry right now is at a crossroads. While big banks are exerting their influence, there is still some hope for a decentralized future. Hope. Okay? It's up to us. Okay?
To wake up!
It's up to us, the Bitcoin community, to ensure for sure that the original vision of Bitcoin and blockchain technology remains alive. I think Bitcoiners have been doing a good job. I'll actually change that line here. It's up to you if you want to be in a decentralized economy, because Bitcoin is chugging right along, functioning as expected, decentralized as ever. But people still don't even trust themselves to handle their own value. Convenience has put you in a place where you're just an irresponsible baby now. Scared to take care of your own finances, you need to wake up. No one is going to beg you to invest your money or to protect your own value.
Get a financial advisor.
Bitcoin is freaking generational wealth. You don't need any sort of... This is not financial advice. It is a reality we're all living in right now. For example, we are all broke. Some of us more broke than others.
Inflation.
Mathematically, there is a group of people within this economy who have already been taken out, because we already know that you cannot afford to pay your rent, buy gas, pay for your insurance, and make it to work just to collect your next paycheck. It's mathematically happening. There's a reason why we're seeing all of these robberies out here, man. It's not just out of the blue. People must wake up and realize it. You could choose to ignore it if you want. But we know for sure the solution is out here. It's Bitcoin. You're just being lazy to learn about it. Double up. Let's wrap it up.
That was fire.
I'm just saying, man. I'd like to see people win, but I'm just at the point where I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I want to win. I want my family to win. We want generational wealth. This is something incredible.
I'll say one thing though.
Go ahead.
This is how you win. Just buy Bitcoin. Not financial advice, but this is how you win. And if you say, okay, how do I get it? There are Lightning Network applications out there.
Right.
Let me not get technical on y'all. But simple. I know they might still want to control you through Cash App. Just at least jump on Cash App.
Just buy it. You have to buy it first before you can figure out what is even next, dude. Just buy. That's if people would not even take the first step. Take the first step.
It's that simple.
Or you can keep messing around in this crypto space, man.
And complaining about inflation and getting wiped out with all this coins.
Why? Exactly. Why is the crypto space here to begin with?
Or trying to buy Bitcoin through ETF.
Why is all of this stuff here to begin with?
Distraction.
Why is it all here? It is here. The whole reason why this whole idea of decentralized money is here is because of how much these same people that are taking over this thing right now have screwed us in the past. We started this video by talking about the 2008 crash. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. Subscribe to the channel. Okay? Hit that notification bell so that when we post some more shenanigans, you can join us, okay? Share the video with your friends. Of course, we are also on X as STAKK. Nostar is coming soon, and of course, we're also over there on Spotify. We've not been posting. You see, as much as I just rambled about laziness here, laziness is also on my head.
Like change the transition.
Exactly. I've been talking about that transition. Like, I need to get my life together. Double O. Anything else, sir?
Champions, man. Just do it.
Until next time, brazen out.
Double O.